Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Pat Brock, and we've got an amazing family in the studio with us tonight, the Dukes. How's it going?
Wonderful.
Good, real good.
So good to see both of you, and of course we've got your son. We're going to get to talk to him, and of course your son that's absentee right now. You'll share with us about him. You know, the community loves your family very much, and of course, you know, when we're doing the segments about the band directors from the high schools and the work that they put into what they do and how they make it all work with a family that's so busy, you know? So, Mr. Dukes, we want you to kind of tell us about you. Tell us about how you all started and where you are today, and then we'll let you, beautiful, introduce yourself. Are you ready, sir?
I am.
Okay.
Michael Dukes. I've been blessed to be in this community for a long time. But I'm originally from Effingham County, and parents divorced when I was a young age. Mother gained custody, so we moved to Savannah. So I was one of those children that bounced back and forth,
Right.
you know, between parents. And I thought I handled it pretty well. Two loving parents. And of course, athletics and band were my passions growing up. And I love school. I've always didn't want to miss school. I've always loved to go to school. And so a lot of people may not know that I'm not only a musician, but I was an athlete, football, quarterback in high school.
Quarterback.
Along with being
Nice.
band
Wow.
a band person, right? Has some major injuries, which goes along with playing football.
Of course.
And you know, this may be kind of gruesome for our audience, but I actually bit my tongue off playing
wow.
football. And in the process of that happening, they ran out and grabbed my tongue and rushed me to the hospital and sewed it back on. And
You do know she's laughing or
she knows the story.
she's
But
kinda
in saying that,
Wow.
that was like a message to me that
Yeah.
said, you know, maybe God's not saying that athlete, you know, being an athlete is what I need to be doing, but music needs to be the interest. So I ended up being a drum major. At high school. So I went from there to, you know, drum major. And then as a junior in high school, I decided this is what I want to do for life. I want to teach children how to be musicians and band. And so that was a neat kind of adventure through my life.
Right.
And what was so neat, and we'll back up a little bit in this, started band in 5th grade, like you know, we do here in Lawrence County.
Right.
And give my grandmother the credit for this. When she found out I was interested in trying out for band, I went and visited her, about a 2-hour drive. She had 5 instruments laid out on the table. She said, pick one. This will be yours. And so saxophone was the instrument I picked, and I played saxophone for 40 years now. And so just, that's where we all started.
Wow.
And so now, you know, in high school, decided drum major, wanted to go, went to Georgia Southern, and they were starting a football band program, you know, and I said, okay, that's where I want to go. So I auditioned, very blessed, full ride scholarship, didn't pay a dime. So
That's a
is
blessing.
that a blessing?
That
or what?
is super.
So now my parents are enjoying all that money they saved from retirement, and they're traveling and enjoying that. But that's when I went to Georgia Southern and made drum major there. And I was drum major for 4 years there.
Fantastic.
Received my degree, and here we are as band director.
Your story is so interesting. It's so interesting, and you've had such positive influences in your life.
Oh, yeah. Between grandparents, parents, absolutely.
And so even with the tragedy,
Oh, yeah.
you found your purpose, and you found your place.
Well, that's just life. I think that's what God does. He just puts things in place. And my dad's dream was for me to play at University of Georgia. And the Dukes was real big on at UGA with tradition of playing football. And I told him, I said, Dad, you know, I'm not really fit for Georgia. They're a D1 big school.
Right.
But anyway, so that's the way it just happened. And, you know, the pathway went right into the music end, which is, of course, my passion as well. And we made a career out of it. And it's just been a great ride.
A fantastic career out of it.
This community, I just love our kids. And, you know, what we've been able to build and have at West Lawrence has just been a blessing.
Absolutely. And you're a blessing to us, to the community. All right, Suzanne, it's your turn. Talk to us about where you started out and where you are today.
Well, I lived in Louisville, Kentucky, and we moved to Georgia when I was in 6th grade, and piano was a very important part of my life. as far as activities, that's the one thing my parents really encouraged most. And so I went to Georgia Southern and pursued a music degree, which is what I did. And Michael and I met there.
Nice.
So I had my eye on Michael.
Did you?
I did. And so I knew where he would be in the morning. Where he would go get coffee at Sarah's at Georgia Southern, which is one of the little restaurants at that time. And so I would be there. And we sort of started talking and all. And he was a little bit older than me, so we started talking. And
it was kind of neat. She would be at one end of the room, I'd be at the other, and we would be, you know, you've seen that on TV
Of course.
something. You take a sip and
Look at him.
Yeah.
You know.
So I sort of, along with getting a music degree, I was interested in Michael there as well. And of course, God worked that out. That was no accident.
Wow.
And God does those kind of things.
Absolutely.
You ask him to give you a path, and he will show you his path if you honor him. So I'm thankful that 28 years ago that I got my degree there at Georgia Southern, and I enjoy teaching. I've been teaching music for about 16 years here in Dublin, Dublin City, and then of course at East Lawrence Elementary.
Nice.
Music and art there, and so did you want to add anything to that story?
Yeah, let's talk about how...
He was wanting to share that, so I don't want to say too much.
This is very interesting. So, we're at Paulson Stadium, which is the football stadium of Georgia Southern.
Right.
And she was in the drum line, and I was drum major. First drum major of Paulson Stadium.
I joined the band because he was the drum major. I don't play drums.
Wait a minute.
I don't play cymbals. I play piano.
So a pianist in the drum line.
She joined that so that she could try to have an opportunity to get to know me.
Wow, Suzanne.
And
the depths
I'm very,
Yes.
So
I played the cymbals. It was great fun.
I bet it was.
So after one of the games at Paulson Stadium, we're near where the Eagle is in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
She asked me out on my first date. She says, "I'm having a birthday party. Would you be my date?" And I said, "Sure."
Wow.
And that's where it started. So we went on a date. And
well, it was a birthday dinner with my mom and dad.
So
wow.
Yeah.
So you invited him out with your parents?
Yes, not a date.
Right off.
I just invited him to join us for dinner.
which of course is a date.
Tomatoes, right?
Hey. But that night, let's see, no, I'm getting a story. No, on that Sunday, got a chance to meet her parents and get to know her a little bit. And I had to tell the other two that I was dating I was going to go out with her.
Right.
And because, you know, there was no commitment.
Right,
Just
right,
enjoying
right.
life. And, but when my eyes saw her eyes and her hair, it was
Wow.
like, whoa.
Wow. That was it. That was it.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Beautiful. And her heart and character was just all fit right there.
Wow. That's lovely.
We went through Christmas, came back from a Christmas break, and I saw her walking, and guys, most guys back then, we didn't have cell phones.
Right.
Communication was the old phones, you know. So, we separated, so she probably thought that I wasn't interested in her, because I'm not one that would call people.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I wrote him off. I figured he wasn't interested because he didn't call me, and I wasn't going to call him.
Right. Right.
So I saw her walking in down one of the sidewalks at Southern when we came back. And so, I looked at her and I said, "Hey, you want to go on a date?" So I asked her out. We went and saw Bambi.
Yes.
Went and saw Bambi.
I cried. When the deer died, I cried.
Wow.
Oh, yes. But anyway, 4 months later, I asked her to marry me.
Yes.
And you said yes.
Yes.
In 4 months.
4 months.
Because you just knew.
Just knew. This is, she's the one that
That's
God
beautiful.
set up.
And just listening to you two and just feeling the energy from you two, it's as though you're so connected. And
she's my best friend.
you click.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
We do.
That's beautiful. And so the two best friends married and you made babies.
That's right.
Tell us about
Yes.
your kids, if you would.
They
well,
are
Andrew can tell us about himself, but
Yes.
you can mention it. Yes, go ahead.
Well, they're a blessing. We have 2 boys. Christopher's 21, and he's at Georgia Southern pursuing a nursing degree.
Fantastic.
And Andrew is 17, and he is doing the high school football and band, and anything he wishes to do, he excels at, and they both do. I'm just thankful. We're both thankful for them, and When they were little, they kept us very, very busy because boys are high energy.
Of course. I have two
So,
myself.
yes, you know how that is. So,
Just great kids.
yes.
I mean, we
was
trust
great.
them. We have a bond.
Yeah.
We communicate. We can tell each other anything. We have an open policy. You know, mom and dad still going to be parents.
Right.
We're still going to get on to the kids if they're wrong. But we feel like I feel like the communication is really good, which is unfortunate with a lot of parents nowadays. You know, it's nice that the kids can come in and say, "Hey, Dad, Mom, I need to talk to you about something." Or like Christopher in college. I mean, he calls us just about every day, every other day.
Nice.
21 years old. You know, he just called me just a couple hours ago. Hey, Dad, I ran 3 miles in under 20 minutes. You know, he's excited.
Are you proud of me, Dad?
Dad?
And that's
what we
beautiful.
do.
And you know, that's part of having healthy relationships is communication.
That's right.
And so here you are. You all have this. Your lives are quite busy, right?
Very busy.
Very busy. Tell us about the things that you have been doing with the band. Tell us you know, you've got some fantastic accolades that we really want you to share with us, and you know, and going into concert season as well. Talk to us about that.
That's right. Well, you know, I have 2 partners, and we team teach 5 through 12 all day long. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people associate myself strictly with the high school.
Right.
But at 7:40 every morning, I'm with 10-year-olds.
Yes.
Before school and starting band, and same with my other partners at other schools. And then we team teach all day. So we're very active with our children, and I feel like our band kids.
Right.
I feel like it's so important that we start them young and we develop a bond.
Absolutely.
You know, we develop a relationship. I love those kids. We're going to get on to them. We're going to cry. We're going to laugh. You know, I get the pleasure of seeing them for 8 years.
Yes.
And then move them towards college or help them with a career path. And so in doing that, we're so blessed, like with the high school radio brigade. We put so much emphasis in our community, and that's our Suzanne in my heart is our community. We love Dublin, Lawrence County, and all the small towns around. You know, we live outside of Dudley. We call ourselves the Dukes of Dudley instead of Dukes of Hammond, you know. But that's what we believe in. So like the Raider Brigade, you know, we do a lot of stuff for our football team, our cheerleaders, the parades, the school functions. But we also have a lot of things like colleges have called us to come perform, you know, at their schools.
Some of the bowl games.
We've been at the Sugar Bowl. We've performed at University of Georgia about 3 times, Georgia Southern 8 or 10 times, Georgia Tech. You know, but that's what I'm supposed to do as the high school lead band director, because my goal is to push those kids to the collegiate level and get them interested in going to college. Career, a degree. And recently coming up, we have the Russell Athletic Bowl that we're going to. So I don't know if word's gotten out, but we'll go ahead and
it's going out
that.
now.
It's going out now. On October the 26th, we're driving to Orlando to prepare for the bowl game.
Wait, no, not October.
Oh, excuse me, December 26th. I'm in October. December 26th.
Thank you.
We're leaving at 7 o'clock that morning and taking off to Orlando. But, you know, like I told the bowl, the Bowls of America, the people we're working with, we're going to go down and have some fun too. I don't want the kids going to work. So we're going to have 2 days at Universal. So we're rehearsing in the morning, spend the afternoon at Universal, enjoy some time. And
now, Suzanne, you get to go with?
I'm going with,
whole
we are all
family.
4 going.
Yes.
Nice.
So, and we went a few years ago to New Orleans, and that was neat. For that bowl game, all 4 of us got to go.
Very good.
Let's see, right then, as a family, we get to go.
This is how you do your family time. This is part of it.
It's our Christmas time, and our break. But Andrew's going to be performing with the band.
Nice.
And Christopher's going to come with us as well. And we'll have family time at Universal and practice time, and hopefully make a mark for West Lawrence as we're down there.
That's so impressive. It's so impressive. The things that you're teaching these young men and women, and you're instilling within them besides music.
Well, I strongly believe we teach life. You know, it's like Coach Nobles with football. You know, Miss Bill with her cheerleading, our administrators, all the teachers.
Absolutely.
We teach the curriculum, but we teach life. And that's important because we can entwine that bond with us as adults, teachers, to these students, that they may hear something from us that maybe their parents have said, or maybe that they're not paying attention to their parents, but they'll listen to us and then a click about life skills.
Yeah.
And if we make beautiful music and a great show, that's just
That absolutely is. And that's your philosophy as well, Suzanne?
Absolutely. What I want to do is, with my teaching music and art, is teach my little students to think about something other than just being in front of a screen, being in front of a TV. I want them to use their creative mind and recognize process of elimination. You may mess up, and that's okay. You try again. You don't just say, I'm not good at this. Because the first time I didn't do it, I'm all going to be all anxious about it. Mess up. And fix and change and enjoy something, you know, something creative. Use the part of your brain you don't always use every day in school. And, you know, because we have a lot of brain mass and we can't use it all. But in music and art, you can use those parts and find enjoyment and fulfillment. And because what would life be without music and art? You know,
it would be dead.
You know, if you're getting married, do you want music? Do you want a beautiful dress artistically, you know, someone had to make? So I feel very strongly about that.
I believe, you know, that music really makes the heart sing. Depending on what's being played, depending on what you hear, it puts you in a certain mood.
That's right.
Yes.
And I think it can alter your mood. I think music makes you happy.
It does.
And then the arts, being creative, being able to work on those different skills, to be able to use those hands, to be able to, I think it's transforming. Do you two ever find students that you have taught come back to you years later and let you know the impact that you've made on their lives?
I have, from time to time. I've had a few. One wrote me a letter one time and expressing appreciation, and it just makes you feel so good to know you've made such a difference.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I guess I've been here long enough. Now I'm teaching kids and it's just a joy to be able to watch their expression when we come into our first parent meeting in 5th grade. And I mean, I have former students who I'm teaching their kids in high school now.
And that's something.
And to see them say, this was my band director.
Yes.
And this is what he did for me. And to hear the stories that, oh, I didn't realize that I did that, you know. And it really is a testament to what have chosen, what God's given us to do. Maybe, we're in the right spot because we did this for this child. And now they're bringing their kids to us.
Absolutely.
And we get to touch their lives.
What is your foundation based on? Because the way you operate as individuals and the way you operate as a team, Team Dukes, what is your foundation? What helps keep you going?
Faith in the Lord, most definitely.
Yeah.
Nothing is by accident. It's designed by God. So when you go through difficulties, you know you have a hope, an ever-present hope. And the Lord will see you through.
I've got the greatest prayer warrior right here. And we get together as a family and pray if there's an issue. And we talk about it, but we read about it, you know, with our devotionals. But we strongly believe that our relationship and our lives are grounded through our Lord.
No better foundation. No better foundation.
Amen.
It's been nice.
Absolutely not.
We're going to take a commercial break. Suzanne, it's been a pleasure getting to speak with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing a part of yourself with us.
I enjoyed it. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you so much. We'll be back after this moment, and we'll meet Andrew, ladies and gentlemen.
Call you back. Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there.
What a day.
With car insurance for when things go wrong,
What a day!
but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we're having a wonderful time with the Dukes family. And, of course, we have another addition to the couch. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Doing very well. Now, listen, why don't you kind of introduce yourself to the people out there and tell us about things that you're involved in, okay?
All right. My name is Andrew Dukes. I'm a junior at West Lawrence High School. I play football, and I'm in the band. Many hours I put in the football and band, and I just enjoy it. And about it.
Now, Andrew, do you feel like you're kind of falling into your dad's footsteps because he was a football player and of course band, and of course your mother is very musically inclined as well. Do you feel you're kind of taking after your parents in a way?
Definitely.
Like
yes,
it's in
ma'am.
your blood, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. It's just in our family. Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel like you, you know, how is your work ethic? You know, you're involved in a lot of different things, so, and you say you're working hard. How is your work ethic?
Well, over the summer, I only have about 2-3 weeks of just free time. And 3 days a week, I have football practice from like 9 to 12. And those 3 days I work. And then like in July, band camp starts, and I do both football and band every day. And I'll go from band to football practice and back to band. It's just really tiring because I wake up early, go to both, and just get really tired and sweaty, and then come back home and like just chill.
Which is evident here. You've been at football practice, so you came right from football practice, and we appreciate you doing that. So, Andrew, when do you get to take a break, or do you ever get to take a break? As your dad is looking on.
I mean, the weekends are my only really free day, and during the off season during football. But I still like train a lot during the off season, and I do a lot of like band activities in the off season, like honor bands and stuff like that. But usually after November till about April, I'm pretty free.
You're pretty free.
Yeah.
Dad, as you're listening to your son and he's talking about the different things, how he kind of balances things, did you have a schedule like that when you were his age?
Yeah. Well, I tell you, Andrew is an incredible young man. He never complains.
Wow.
You know, I have kids who come out to band rehearsal and they're saying it's high, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my son who's just come from a 4-hour practice.
Right.
And then he's coming to another 3-hour practice. He takes a swig of water, gets out there, never complains.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there going, so I try not to embarrass him, but I'll go to kids every once in a while and say, how would you feel if you just came from 4 hours of sweating in practice and you're complaining about
Right.
this? You know, not to, you know, build up just my son, but kids need to be aware of that. And he just amazes me. He'll come home from band rehearsal or practices at night. He'll eat him some supper. He'll go straight to his homework. He takes a shower, goes to bed. Starts the routine over the next day.
Andrew, you're like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
You really are. Now,
Yes,
your older brother, Chris,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the difference in you two? Are your personalities different? Tell us about that.
We like to do the same stuff. Like we both play trumpet, and we both like athletics. We both watch football and baseball games. We'll go through football and baseball and play golf and stuff. I mean, we're about perfect for each other. Like good,
That's nice.
like good
Real
match.
connect. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. And so with him being off in college, and so it's just you and your parents. So, Dad, tell us. You said you had a funny story, an interesting story about Chris.
I do.
Tell us about that.
Well, Christopher, of course, is at Georgia Southern, and he's in the marching band, plays trumpet. And his first year, freshman year, I had a former student of mine that was instructing there, and they called me and said, Mr. Dukes, we have a special for you. We didn't know what it was, so when we got to the game, their pregame started. And all of a sudden you heard, and now soloist Christopher Dukes. So Christopher, as a freshman, had won the trumpet solo for Georgia on My Mind.
Did you go?
Well, this is what's wild. Is this God or what? All of a sudden, I just started squalling.
Did you?
Because I looked over at Suzanne and said, baby, look.
Oh,
He was standing not 10 feet from where she asked me out on the first date.
Look at that.
And here we are, at the time,
Look at-
19-year-old was standing
Right there.
performing on the same field,
Hallowed grounds.
same location, that Eagle Nation area,
Yes.
and now we're all as a family. And
How
I thought,
beautiful is that?
That is so cool.
It's like make it like full circle, like the
was.
blessings and the purpose.
That's right. Now maybe Andrew can either be in
Andrew.
the band or play football
Yes.
for Georgia Southern or wherever he chooses.
Do you hear how we're trying to plan your life for you, Andrew? I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
We go where the money talks.
right, absolutely. And that is just so cool.
Yeah. So
That's
we're
so
really. But to talk about the two boys, they're like two peas in a pod. They get along so well.
Great.
And you know, Suzanne's my best friend. These are my best buds, both he and Christopher. We like to hunt together. We go fishing together, and that's what's so cool. It's like Saturday. Most kids are like, "Hey, Dad, give me $50. I'm going on a date." My kids say, "Hey, Dad, when we're going to the woods, let's go hunting."
That's you.
or let's get in the boat, let's go fishing. You know,
Yeah.
let's go do something together.
And that's
so we have a connection there.
And that's so nice. I mean, I think the whole family is connected. Now, Andrew, I want to ask you this question. Having these extraordinary parents, do you feel any kind of pressure to perform as a football player in band in school? Do you feel any sense of pressure?
Not really, no, ma'am. I just do what I do. I try not to think about like what everybody else will think. I just do my best and just have no pressure about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you're doing very well.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Mr. Dukes,
Yes.
you've got a bunch of kids, not just your sons, but so many kids in the community that you work with are looking up to you. What message do you hope to send or transfer about who you are as a person?
Well, the main thing is I hope they realize my character. I
Yeah.
love kids. I want them to have life skills through our teachings.
Yeah.
I want them to be successful in anything they do. And if they've had a touch of music in their life through the West Lawrence program, and bring their kids back so we can touch their lives like we've had in the past, that is an ultimate goal.
Wow.
And I just love working with those kids. We've got the greatest kids. I mean, a lot of people have asked us, you know, why are we, you know, able to do what we do?
Right.
It's not all that my staff and I do. It's because we have great kids. And we are a blessing in this area. And a lot of people are noticing that. Not just West Lawrence, East Lawrence, a lot of great kids at Dublin, but we've got great kids here. And I think it's because our community is so wonderful. So
Absolutely.
I am so blessed that I've been able to be a part of Lawrence County and West Lawrence to be able to touch lives of these children and hopefully send a legacy of memory of West Lawrence and band and music, and just hopefully they'll remember us in the past.
That's
Come back
beautiful.
to see us.
That's beautiful, Mr. Dukes. Andrew, when you hear your dad talk like that and how inspiring he is to other kids and to other people, what feeling does that give you as his son?
It makes me feel good because, you know, I want him to be a good like role model for people, and it makes me feel good because I inherit a lot of his traits. Like I want to be like him, and it just like people will think I'm like him, and it's just a good thing.
You know, you got to be really funny. He's funny,
Yeah.
but he knows how to be serious. It's been a pleasure. It's
you.
been a real pleasure having the opportunity to sit down on the couch with you all to talk about the things that you are involved in as a family, the individual things that you're doing, and how you're striving to make a difference every day of your life.
Thank you.
Andrew, it's been a pleasure, sir.
It's been a pleasure.
Mr. Dukes,
You're awesome.
you're one of the greatest. Suzanne, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching tonight. And this has been a little bird's eye view of the Dukes family and just to see how wonderful they are. And of course, their foundation is in the Lord, and we're so thankful for that. That's all the time we have, ladies and gentlemen, for Real Talk. And please keep watching.